Hi guys, back once again doing these reviews of Doctor Who. I know I'm late to the party. I know that Series 10 has been around for a couple of weeks, but there's a reason for that, and that's because I've really sort of given up on Doctor Who. After Series 8 and 9, I was kind of like, I was kind of spent out on it. I sat down and watched the Christmas special. Obviously I didn't review that either, but I really did enjoy the Christmas special. But what I thought I'd do is I'd give it a couple of episodes for Series 10 to see what I thought of it first before delving back into it, because honestly, for me, Series 8 and 9 were the sort of series you could miss and just catch up on, and I still don't own them on DVD or Blu-ray because I just don't. I'm just not going to waste my money on it. That's how bad I thought they were, that I'm just not going to get them. But after 3 episodes of Doctor Who, I figured, do you know what? I'm enjoying it once again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into talking about the first episode, Series 10, Episode 1, The Pilot. So without any further ado, let's put everything aside, all that, forget all that nonsense, and let's talk about Doctor Who, The Pilot. And I'm going to start off by talking about Pearl Mackie as Bill. Now, I've heard that there has been some sort of backlash against Pearl Mackie in the show, her character Bill or whatever. I really don't understand why. Somebody's going to have to tell me what it is that the backlash is about, because I really like her. And I actually have 0 problems with Pearl Mackie as Bill. I genuinely like the character. I think she's approaching it from an outside perspective, which is very good. I think she's bringing to a certain amount of freshness to it as well. And I think she's got a certain amount of naivety without being stupid as well. She's an intelligent person that's naive to the larger universe, and that's always very, very good qualities to have in a companion. She's not scared, even though she encounters scary situations, or rather she's not a coward when she's in those scary situations. As evidenced in the scene whereby she goes into the bathroom when she knows there's nobody in there. So yeah, I like her. I don't get the backlash. It would be sad if she did leave at the end of this series, because I think that maybe it might be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to what's happening. But I would say, with it, like anything else, you've got to give it time. And yes, there would be an advantage with Chris Chibnall coming on board, Stephen Moffat departing, Peter Capaldi departing. There would be that advantage to having the show clean slate from the next season onwards. It worked several times. It worked for the John Pertwee run, and it worked for obviously Rose and forward. But yeah, I don't see the need for it. I think we could do with keeping Pearl Mackie on board. So there's that. There's also Matt Lucas involved in the show. He's back again. I'm not the biggest Matt Lucas fan, but I really do feel like that there's a certain amount of care that his character is bringing to the show. That he's not just there as, oh look, it's Matt Lucas again. He's actually sort of the Doctor's butler, and he's caring for the Doctor to make sure that the Doctor's not overstepping the mark or anything like that. So I like that. Also, I like there's a bit of a callback to the Pertwee era, in that in the Pertwee era he had his office at Unit where he kept the TARDIS in the corner, and here he's got his office with the TARDIS in the corner and his laboratory. So there's a bit of a callback there, and I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. So and obviously as well, he's got the photographs on the desk. I can't talk about this episode without mentioning the photographs on his desk of River Song and Susan. I, I guess that is leading to the return of Carol Ann Ford in this show. I really do feel like, I'm not gonna say for certain that it's going to happen, but I truly feel like, this is the year that Carol Ann Ford is gonna make a comeback in the show, and maybe that's what's in the vault. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I really do. I know she said that she would like to do it. I know the fans would like to have her back. And I know Peter Capaldi would love to have her in the show as well. He's a massive Doctor Who fan himself, so I think bringing her in would be a great idea. Let's talk about the story setup as well. So he's been teaching at the university for some time. It's been speculated that it's been over 50 years, so on and so forth. I like the way that Bill is introduced to the Doctor, that he's seen this girl show up for his lectures, and even though she's not a student, so she's tweaked his interest. So he's given her personal tutoring in physics and so on. Also, the whole thing about being chased by this puddle. Now, it's not all good throughout the episode, because that puddle was kind of like some great moments come out of that, and some not so great moments. But I'll talk about the not so great a little bit later. It's not that bad, honestly. I really liked some of the horror tropes that were being played in this story. I really liked them. The way Heather, when she was sort of soaking wet, and she was standing on that tree and she just drifted instead of walking, I thought that was really, really nice. The way she entered into the office by just sort of turning into water and just dripping under the door, and then sort of T-1000 kind of thing where she just sort of rose up out of the floor. So there was that. I also liked the way Pearl Mackie gets introduced to the TARDIS. I really liked that. It was just it was one of the best scenes, really. It was good with the fact that when she walks in there and she sees the massive room on the inside, she doesn't think it's bigger on the inside. She thinks, oh, you've had a knock through. Yeah, of course you would. Who wouldn't think that? Yeah, and that the whole explanation when the TARDIS moves, and you got Matt Lucas and Peter Capaldi and they're having that chat, and it's like, wow, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. And then she finally says, oh, it's bigger on the inside, and Matt Lucas is like, oh, thank God. Finally. So yeah, that was nice. I like that a lot. As the episode goes on, obviously they decide to find out how far this puddle will travel to seek out Bill. And this is kind of where they overwork the concept. The second that the puddle can go from the UK to Australia and does it in a couple of seconds, and then they go to the other side of the universe in 23 million years in the future, and it can do that as well, then I think you've kind of overworked it. The concept has been pushed a little too far. Mainly because this girl can't catch them on foot, but can travel to the other side of the universe through time. That doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. It falls apart. But I still felt it was a really good episode. I still felt that it was a real good introduction to Doctor Who for anybody who hasn't seen it. I felt that it was a very strong story, and I felt that it was a good character building story as well. We learn a lot about Bill in this episode, about the fact that her mother's not there, that she died when she was young. We learn that she's with a foster carer or whatever it is. What she likes to do with the time, that she's working in the university, that she's not actually a student but she's still studying. yeah, I thought it was a very good character building episode. And I liked all the older sonic screwdrivers as well. I like that. So yeah, very little I can say about this episode that's in the negative. Also, as well, this is an important one, is that I like the fact that they've changed the musical score. They've redone the musical score, and we've now got a brand new sound for Doctor Who. It's the dynamic running themes and things like that have changed, and it's particularly noticeable in a couple of places. One is in the bathroom scene, where you've just got this really screeching violin. It's just screaming at you, and I thought that was we were sort of taking the sort of psycho element noise and just sort of extrapolating from there. But then later on in the episode, whereby Heather sort of says goodbye, we get this sort of mix of sort of like this sort of acoustic guitar with almost like a Pink Floyd sound, and the soundtrack is really good. I mean, it's really good, and it's about time as well. It is about time that they gave us something new in terms of music, and it really makes the show stand out. I like the colour scheme of the show as well, whereby his office is this really warm colour scheme and everything else. When they were in danger or anything like that, I was using a very cold colour palette. So yeah, I got nothing really aside from the overworked concept with the puddle and what its capabilities are. I thought it was a very, very good episode, and I'm happy. I think Doctor Who is currently, it's having a hard time now finding an audience again, because before it was missable TV. You could watch it on iPlayer or catch up or whatever you want to call it, and now it's like, you know what, Doctor Who's on tonight, I'm going to watch it right now. Anyway, that's what I thought of the show. I thought it was very, very good. I thought it was very enjoyable. The end of the episode I thought was brilliant, where they decided to go and start it all again. So yeah, really enjoyed this episode. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode, and I'll see you next time for Smile.